All right, everybody, villains, killers, everyone. It's me and Jim right now. Juno was with us, but then he kind of disappeared, and we didn't want to keep you guys waiting. So, um, thank you for coming out today, and stuff. Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be a good time here with all the people that are showing up. So, wow, this is I'm shocked for at everybody that's turned out so far. So I'll just go down the list. We have the one and only Chester Franklin, as always. He's the head of the class. He's always here first.
Of course, Chester is. All right, Chester.
Chester's one of those guys. He steals everybody's milk money and runs to the front of the line. And then 71 KJC's in the house. Looks like Matt from Pugwall 316 showed up.
Nice.
And Honky, my favorite Honky, and everybody should be everybody's favorite Honky. Honky Digital is in the house. And Zodiac's here. Rosalia's here. And Mr. Dan is in the house. So, yeah, we got a good crew. And then Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music is in the house. And Anthony Chipotle is in the house. So it's good to see you, Anthony. Brooke Sauce is here. Ashton Luck. And Shamarlo Scott. He says he just ate Zaxby's yesterday. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, me neither.
Whatever works,
So yeah, you got a good turnout.
Yeah. Well, I think for you, putting that post out as well. Hey, Darren, good to see you. I'm gonna try. Oh, Shamarlo says and Zodiac both say it's a chicken joint. So okay, that's cool. Oh, let me see. Here's Juno. Get Juno back in the house. There we go.
There he is.
Sorry about technical difficulties.
It's all good, man. I was just hoping. I hope he shows up. So I was just going through, the roll call and everything, and stuff. So, it's perfect. So yeah. I'm gonna refrain from any of the obvious stuff if anybody had questions about certain things, because I'm over and done with all that. I do want to say that the one thing I will say is that Jen reached out to me. I apologized for some things that she had said, and unfortunately I didn't get a chance to reply to the text that she sent me because she deleted it all. But there was some interesting things there, and that's all I'm going to say. I don't have anything else to say about the matter, but I just want to say that I accept her apology if she's around or whatever. So other than that, though, this is the new era. CWO is dead, and June Nexus is what's happening.
June Nexus, I like it.
So,
I like it.
Wanted to say, hey, what's up, Jim? Because earlier, like when I was trying to say hi, like the video kept quicking out. So wanted to say, hey, what's up?
What's going on, buddy? It's good to see you. Good to talk to you.
Yep.
But yeah, Juno does have hair, everybody.
Yeah.
I don't have any hair. Well, I still have hair, but not a whole lot.
I have hippie hair
right now.
He could be an Elvis impersonator.
Yep. Thank you very much.
So, but obviously, people are saying nice look, Juno, and whatnot, and people are saying hi, and it's good, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody coming out and whatnot. This is gonna pretty much be off the cuff, but we have nothing up our sleeves, so we'll just kind of go with what we know. And, I have a few things in mind, questions like Jim would ask and stuff like that kind of between us. But anyway, I guess we can just kind of go in order. So, Jim, you got anything you want to say or whatever?
Chlamydia is bad. That is all. Oh shit! I killed Texas.
No. I just turning up. I was turning my volume up a little more so I could hear you guys better.
No, just happy to be here. Good to see you guys. Sorry about all the bullshit that's happened lately, but like you said, it's over and done with. This is a new era for you guys, and I'm just here to offer my support and friendship as always, and occasionally show up and bust your balls and make Juno laugh to where shit comes out of his nose, and it's all good.
Yep.
So what's going on with you, Juno?
Nothing much. It's just pretty hectic from that bullshit, but that's all behind us now. We're just looking forward to June X's now, the new era. And sadly, this week we lost one of those famous voice actors from King of the Hill, Jonathan Joss. He died at age 59. John Redcorn. Yep. It's
John
sad.
Redcorn.
It fucking sucks what happened.
Yeah.
It just sucks because I don't know if he's in the new revival show, but they say he is. But I don't know what's the backstory if he is in the show. But I know he was kicked out from the premiere because he broke in.
Yeah,
and I think he was drunk or something.
Yeah, I read something about that, but I'm pretty sure he is part of the revival too.
Which is good, but it's just sad that we lost another voice actor from that show. Yeah. Last year we lost Johnny Hardwick, who played Dale. So now Dale and John Redcorn are in heaven.
Well, as far as you know,
they don't have to fight over the wife,
Yep, they fight over the wife.
Yeah. Also, this past week, unfortunately, I can't think of his last name, but there was a singer of this anarchist punk band called Conflict, been around for several decades, and their singer Colin passed away. And there are a lot of tributes about him on Instagram and whatnot. So that was a shame. They actually had this. No, I might be wrong, but there was another. I think this was another band that had this one record, Flux of Pink Indians, and they had. I always confuse it with Conflict, but it's called "The Fucking Cunts Treat Us Like Pricks," which I think Jim can appreciate that title.
It's better than fuck your. It's better than fuck your Yankee blue jeans. That's for sure.
But that was a kind of a sad.
Sorry, I'm looking at Gizmo's comment here. It's throwing me off.
Well, I gotta hold this up since Gizmo's here. I'm wearing my Norwegian Fried Churches shirt. So,
oh, Jesus.
That's bad. Well, I mean, it's got all Vlarg Vickerness from Burzum and Mayhem and shit. I mean, this guy, fuck this dude. I can't stand him, but I just thought that fucking shirt was hilarious. So, yes, he will survive one more day because of the shirt.
So did you guys see anything new yet lately?
I saw Accountant 2 yesterday. I thought it was great.
Yep. Yeah, my mom watched that on Prime yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't watched it yet. I watched the Cheech and Chong documentary. And look, Cheech and Chong's last movie.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They didn't really cover as much as I thought they would, but there's still some really good stuff in there. And I like the way that they kind of put it all together. But I think it's one of those things, the more of a fan you are, the more you'll enjoy it, that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely want to see it. That's for sure. I did watch the Pee Wee Herman documentary, and that was amazing. That was really good.
Yeah, I still need to see that. And I finally watched Sinners.
What did you think of that?
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing too.
And, no spoilers or nothing, but there's one sequence in that movie, and you'll know what I'm talking about. It has to do with music, where they kind of it's almost like a time warp in one moment or whatever. I don't know how to describe that scene other than exhilarating, because I felt exhilarated watching that sequence. It was just so well done. I mean, I can't think of another movie that I've seen something like that done so well. It was really good. I was shocked. I mean, I dug the movie. I knew I would like the movie, but I was not expecting that sequence to have that kind of effect on me. It really did. It was cool.
Yeah, it was a fantastic movie. I mean, I still have never seen Fruitvale Station.
Oh, that's a good movie, man.
Yeah, I need to, see that.
I mean, it's a sad movie, but it's a good movie.
Yes, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And I think Kevin Durant, who was in Abigail and King of Planet of the Apes, he's in that movie.
Mm-hmm. That guy's a good actor, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it just, I kind of wish I would see him more movies. It's just I just feel like if he was the main character of Abigail, I think that movie would have been a little bit better.
Yeah,
because I like that.
He's just one of those character actors that just whether it's a big part or a small part, you just when you're watching it, you're like, oh, it's that guy. You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys. Did you ever watch The Strain when it was on, Juno? That TV show, The Strain?
Yeah, I heard about the show. Yeah, I seen clips of it. He's in it.
Yeah, he's one of the main actors on that show, and he's great. He's fucking awesome on that show.
I know a lot of people, when they talk about him, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's X-Men Origins as the fucking Blob character, the fat fucking character that fights Wolverine."
I forgot all about that.
When everybody says "Oh, that's the actor," I'm like, I seen him in better shit. What? Not that fucking fat suit that he's in.
Smoking Aces, man.
Or Wild Hogs.
Yuma. I mean, Russell Crowe kills him with a fork in 3:10 to Yuma. You gotta love that.
Yep. He even had a small part in that Butterfly Effect movie with Ashton Kutcher.
Shit, man, it's been 20 years since I've seen that movie.
He was the best part of that. I'm not a big fan of that movie, but I thought his part was good. He was the better part of the movie, where he was in prison and he becomes friends with Ashton Kutcher in the film.
Yeah, like I said, I know I've seen it. I've got vague memories of it. I do remember the twist ending or whatever at the end, but yeah.
But I did see Fairview Adventures of Fairview Lane.
Lane.
I finally got to watch that over that piece of shit Pat movie I just watched. It was fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's Pat. When you left that in my comments that you watched It's Pat, man, it's like, why?
That's the most humongous piece of shit, and I don't really get why that's a fucking cult following movie where Andrew Dice Clay gets fucking shit on for a lot of stuff, but his character's more fucking likable than Pat, because fuck Pat. Pat treats everybody like shit. Like, what the fuck kind of piece of shit, annoying ass gassing laugh is that? Like, it's just like, what the fuck? It's like sinuses mixed with fart assholes.
Yeah. No.
Um,
Like I said, it's
fuck?
it's notorious for being one of the worst movies ever made.
well,
I mean,
I'll tell you the only redeeming thing about It's Pat is that Wayne is in it. That's all I gotta say. Other than that,
The guy that was like the bad guy in Dumb and Dumber, his part was fucking weird, but I was laughing at how fucking dumb his character is. Like, he wants to see Pat's dick or something, like real badly that he wants to see the genitalia, but he doesn't. What the fuck?
well,
I
again,
don't know.
that was a one joke character on the TV show, and it's like, why the hell did they think that they could
Yeah,
stretch that out over one full movie? Was beyond me. I mean, yeah, it's
god
one of the
damn.
worst movies ever made, without a doubt.
Yeah, and fuck the Pat character, because the Pat character never fucking learned anything, and they treated everybody like shit, especially his girlfriend.
I think you're taking that movie too seriously.
yeah, I think so
Oh
too.
man, he's just a jackass in the movie.
But I'm not sure how who or what the character was. Well, actually, what I'm trying to say is I think I have no proof, but I remember if you remember Sally Jesse, Raphael, she had these shows, different ones. They never were about trans people, but there was this one person on there a couple of times named Toby, and you would think it was a woman, but but they were dressed like a guy, and they didn't say, and they were like, are you, are you trans? Are you this? And they just said, I'm a neuter. That's what they said, and I think that's where they might have got that character from, and they were ambiguous about it because they also had that cartoon, the ambiguously gay duo. So. Well, I didn't know the show was going to start out like this. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pride Month.
I would rant on that piece of shit all day of how fucking bad that, like, it's supposed to be a comedy. It wasn't even fucking funny. Like, it was just like, this is a jackass character that's not funny.
Yeah.
Like, when I see Andrew Dice Clay's character in that Adventures of Fairfield Lane, he's more fucking likable in that movie, and then everybody gets shit on for Andrew Dice Clay, which I know sometimes he takes his character too serious, but I like Andrew Dice Clay. Like, he gets kind of forgotten and shit on at times, but I thought he was pretty good in that movie.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a big fan of his. Okay, I kind of thought as a comedian he was kind of a one trick pony.
Yeah.
Although the first time I saw him, I gotta admit I laughed my ass off. But then it just got to be the same shit. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, that movie makes me laugh hysterically every time I watch it, and it's not a good movie. It's not. I mean, it's a bad movie, but it's funny for some reason to me, and I don't know why. I mean, fucking Robert Englund with his bad English. Hello. I mean, I don't know what it is, but whenever he does that, I just laugh.
Well, I don't think it's a real bad movie, either. I think, Andrew Dice Clay took a lot of heat for being, he tried to be too provocative.
Yeah.
And I mean, the funny thing is, I remember him being on Arsenio Hall, and he's getting the third degree about a bunch of stuff. And then, talking about how, he's asking him questions about how come, this and this and this. And so he does this total act where all of a sudden he starts breaking down and acting like he's crying and stuff. And I'm just like, here it is. It's right here. He's a fucking actor, for Christ's sake.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Definitely.
I mean, it's like there are two different people. This is a character,
Yeah, it's a character. It's not him. I mean, shit.
I mean, I remember a friend of mine going to see Seinfeld, and people are yelling out, "Where's Kramer?" And he finally goes, "He's a fictional character." I mean, what the fuck,
Right?
you know?
They wanted to see Kramer.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, they're yelling out, "Where's Kramer?" And he goes, "He's a fictional character." You know.
Yeah, like I said, that the Ford Fairlane thing, you know, it's a Rennie Harlan movie, and that came out a week after Die Hard 2, which was also a Rennie Harlan movie, and I saw them both together at a drive-in as a double feature.
Oh wow.
So it was like a 4-hour Rennie Harlan film fest.
Yeah, I think Gizmo wanted to be Rennie Harlan, but you know he can't because Rennie Harlan's Dutch and you know Gizmo's Norwegian, so that's not going to work. But maybe if he burns a few more churches, we'll see what happens. Anyway, see that went over like a lead balloon. So there we go.
That's okay. I've got Norwegian in me. My ancestors fled that country from the burning churches, so it's all good.
I'm going to do a quick 36-second spot because this is what I normally would play on most streams. So since I'm a little late, I'm going to do that before I forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, in order to achieve an R rating today, a motion picture must contain full frontal nudity, graphic violence, or an explicit reference to the sex act. Since this film has none of those, and since research has proven that R-rated films are by far the most popular with the movie-going public, the producers of this motion picture have asked me to take this opportunity to say, fuck you.
So that's, you know, just basically so everybody knows that this is a R-rated or even X-rated stream, you know. Views and opinions may, you know, differentiate between the three of us and our, you know, amazing audience. So there we go.
Fuck you very much.
See, Dirk actually knew what I was going for when I said, well, that went over like a lead balloon. So he knew exactly what I was talking about. So, yeah, one of the things that I had thought of today was what's a song, you know, like from like a band you really like what do you think is like the worst fucking song that one of your all-time favorite bands did? So you can go first, Jim.
Well, I mean, I'm a Rush fan. Everybody knows who knows me knows I'm a Rush fan. And they did a song called Rivendell that is the sonic equivalent of listening to paint dry. It is like it's the worst fucking thing ever. It's about the only song in their catalog that once it comes out on shuffle, I'll skip. I cannot. I fucking hate that song. Most people don't even know what I'm talking about. It's 50 years old. Google that shit. You'll fall asleep before it's half over.
See, that surprises me because I actually love Rivendell. I mean, well, I love that whole fucking Fly By Night record. I mean,
I love that record. I just hate that fucking song.
It's fucking flawless. I mean, I'd say the song I hate by Rush the most is Going Bald. You know, I think I'm going bald.
See, I just think that song is silly. So I mean,
it is, but it still sucks because it's, to me, you've got these you got Lakeside Park and you've got these, you know, just total killer songs that, you know, just you know, like give you the gut punch going out, and then you have that fucking song, and it's like it kills the momentum of the record. That's why I don't like it. You know.
Well, to me, that's how I feel about Rivendell with Fly By Night, because not only doesn't it go anywhere, okay, but I mean, there's not a drum in sight anywhere. I mean, none. Poor Neil's back there, you know, falling asleep for fucking 5 minutes. I mean, that song literally puts me to sleep.
We
But
got P Rich in the house.
I'm glad you like it. Hi, P Rich.
Well, I mean, Honky says that his favorite album is Caress of Steel, and I think that record's great, except for that one fucking song. I mean, so many people have complained about the Necromancer, and then the second side. Those are those are genius, you know.
But you know what? Back in the day, people fucking hated Caress of Steel. I mean, the Necromancer, as a matter of fact, that was the song that us Rush fans used as a barometer. If whether or not you were a real Rush fan or not. If you liked Necromancer, you were part of our fucking group. You could stay. If you didn't, then fuck you. You're a poser. Go away. I mean, that sort of thing. Because that is a weird song, man. I mean, it's a bizarre album.
I mean, the only other thing about Caress of Steel is on the Fountain of Lamneth side.
Yeah.
Is that second song where I don't know what the fuck he's trying to say. Yeah, just that one. It's so weird, that one is.
Listen.
Yeah. What the fuck was that? Like a fly on the wall, or something. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, Dykes and Narpits or something like that. It's called, or
that
part of the song. Yeah.
And Dirk says he can't stand Tom Sawyer. Well, I can understand why. I mean, that's just like
Tom Sawyer is a great song. I just never want to hear it again.
Yeah, I mean,
I got sick of it.
That's basically their Stairway to Heaven.
Or their Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
Enter the Sandman.
Again, Enter Sandman. The first 5,000 times I heard that song, I was like, hey, this song's great. But the next 25,000 times I heard it, I'm like, God damn, I'm sick of this fucking song. Wanted Dead or Alive by fucking Bon Jovi. I never want to hear that shit ever again. Actually, I never want to hear anything from Bon Jovi ever again.
Bon who? Honky says here, everything up to Farewell to Kings is great. After that album, I talk out. There's no way, man, because Hemispheres is
Hemispheres and Permanent Waves
and
Signals. I mean, there's so much good shit.
I mean, I like Signals a lot more now than I did, but I mean, it's like, yeah, Tom, I kind of skip that sometimes, but I mean, I'm always down for like Red Barchetta, it's just like, fuck.
Clockwork Angels, their last album fucking rocks, man.
That's a good one, yeah.
They went out strong. They got a song on there called Headlong Flight that it sounds like something that they were jamming when they were like, back in the Farewell to King days. It's unbelievably hard. As a matter of fact, it rips off Bastille Day from Caress of Steel a couple of times. If you really listen to that, opening riff, it's the same thing.
There's
Or
Juno, he's like, I don't know anything about Rush.
But I like a lot of these bands. It's just the only thing I would say, there's some musicians I don't really give two shits about.
Yeah.
Well,
like that's like more like my question if I would answer like what's the worst song or some shit.
Well, it can be any band, Juno, any band that you like. I mean, I know you like Linkin Park or whatever. What's a song by them that you hate?
Well, Linkin Park, I used to like them, but they fucking became cocksuckers, sucking dick to Scientology people.
That was still not the answer I was looking for. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's the name of the song. They became cocksuckers.
Scientologists.
That's a good one for them. They should release
a bootleg song.
Like I do have a few. Sometimes the good bands can have a 1 week song. Like I do like Hollywood and Dead, but like one of their songs that from their first album, the Swan album, I didn't really like the Pippin song. I don't know what the fuck that was. It was a boring ass song. It didn't really jam into that one. That was probably one I would pick because it's a boring fucking song.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, so I have no opinion.
Mr. Dan said I'll get back one sec, He said Silent Lucidity by Queensryche, and he loves Queensryche. So yeah,
Again, that's one of those songs that the first couple of times I heard it, I really liked it, but it's like I never want to hear it again. It got overplayed so much.
And Dirk says the entire Black Album by Metallica can go fuck itself. So there you go. You know,
Oh gosh, no.
it's definitely not one of my favorites. I mean, I think, you know, nothing will ever beat like the first 3 records, especially Kill 'Em All.
I'm partial to Ride the Lightning. I
But,
love Ride the Lightning.
Oh yeah, I thought about one fucking song I that would give me a headache if I fucking hear ever again is Ace and Bases of All I Want Is a Baby or some shit.
The what?
God
Now?
damn. The what?
You broke up. I didn't hear you.
Oh, the one I picked. That's annoying fucking song is Ace and Bases. All she wants is another baby.
Ace of Base, that band, you know.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's that song where all she wants is another baby or something. That fucking song annoys the fuck out of me because I keep seeing shorts about that. I'm like, can this fucking song stop? Because it's giving me a fucking headache like the Scanners.
And then Z says anything by 3 Days Grace or Nickel Crack. Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah, I heard Nickel Crack sucks.
Nickel Crack.
Overrated.
And then Rosie says she doesn't like Wanted, you know, like spelled as Juan.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Yeah, I the only, you know, it's funny because I never really liked Bon Jovi, but I did like their acoustic version of that song, and I, you know, but that's it. I don't like anything else, you know. And then Mr. Dan says, yeah, the same thing with Black Hole Sun from Soundgarden. Just heard it too many, you know, too many times. And I mean,
still like that song.
I do. But the funny thing is that nobody like ever, you know, knows like, you know, Loud Love. They don't know that record. They don't know the one. They had that 12-inch called Fop, where they do an Ohio Players cover, which is the same, you know, the song Fop. And then I forget the name of their first, you know, like EP that they had, which has this great song called Hunted Down on there. And they do like a Ramones cover and some other stuff on it, and it's just like then there was the one album that they did before they got signed to A&M, before Louder Than Love, that has the song Flower on it, and that's the only one that they did for SST, which was good because SST ripped like a lot of their bands off. But like those early Soundgarden records, nobody knows those records, man. And I'm like, you know, I don't know. It just always pissed me off that I was glad for their success, but I was like, man, these other records are just fucking killer, you know. Especially like on Louder Than Love, there's a song called Big Dumb Sex, and Cornell just the whole time he's yelling, I just wanna fuck you. And you know, when I was working in this one record store, we'd play that album, and we wouldn't, you know, when that song would come on, we didn't ever take it off. They even sent us like a censored CD, and I'm like, I'm not playing this shit. I'm gonna play the real deal, you know.
It's like Korn with Adidas. All day I dream about sex, yes, all day I dream about sex. I don't want to know your fucking name. I just want to fuck. It's like, yeah, that's good.
like 9 Inch Nails. I wanna fuck you like an animal. I want to desecrate you.
Nice romantic night for you and the ladies.
Oh, there's so many songs like that. But that was another question that I had that we'll still. I mean, we'll go on that one later. But it's funny because people are mentioning like Kiss in here, and like as he says, "Rock and Roll All Night" by Kiss, and then he said that was his dad's favorite band and stuff. Or he says, oh, he says he hates Kiss. Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, I grew up, with them up to a certain point, and then I just was like,
Yep.
this, shtick is getting old, and your songs suck. And the funniest thing, though, I remember how I first got into the author Lester Bangs was by reading a review he did of one of their albums, and he compared it to Foghorn Leghorn getting slaughtered, on the farm. I swear to God, it's like something like, please, master, don't kill me. He's bleeding buckets. And then he said, and then the best thing was, and I mean, my 12-year-old mind didn't even conceive of this whole point at the time, but he said, the other thing with Kiss is they need to stop writing songs about fucking. And then my 12-year-old brain goes, this magazine says fucking in it. How can they get away with it?
It's got to be Love Gun that he was reviewing. It's got to be.
No, it was pre that. It was funny as hell,
Yeah, I was big into Kiss when I was a kid until I Was Made for Loving You. That's what killed it for me. I was like, Kiss Disco, fuck you. And I was done. And now that song's bigger now than it was then. I mean, you can't. Last year it was in 2 fucking movies. Fucking King Kong getting dentistry done to that shit. It's like, what the hell is that? Phantom of the Park. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that the version that they released in Britain and movie theaters, that's actually decent. But we got fucked. We got this cheap ass, well, they weren't even in it half the time because, Peter was drunk and, God knows what Ace was doing and stuff,
And the stuntman for Ace was black.
Right.
Sean was mentioning that. He was like, because he's got the DVD or whatever, and he's like, yeah, he goes, at one point you could see the stuntman for Ace is obviously a black man with the paint on and shit. It's like, it's funny as hell, man.
And then Rosie says the Phantom of the Oprah Winfrey. Well, yeah.
The fat ass.
Yeah. That's definitely a comment of the night so far, or day, whatever. I've forgotten what time it is.
And you get a fart, and you get a fart, and you get a fart.
Yeah.
And he was Zodiac saying he didn't like heart-shaped box, because that was overplayed. And then, but he said, "Give me Smells Like Teen Spirit any day over heart-shaped box." What's funny about Smells Like Teen Spirit was I worked with a guy named Art Delisle. So whenever like we'd hear that song or something, instead of saying, In Denial or whatever he says, we would always go, Art Delisle. So it was like,
Hey, Greg.
Greg Brew in the house.
Hey.
But yeah, the other thing that I had, what's a song by any band you like that when you found out what the lyrics were really about, you were like, I can never fucking listen to that song again? And go ahead, Jim.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Same here. You gotta think one.
Well, then I'll go first. First one, for me was Cuddly Toy by the Monkees, which was written by Harry Nilsson. And it's basically, it's supposed to, you would think it's a song just about, hanging out with your girlfriend, it's just kind of a cuddly toy. But unfortunately, it's when he witnessed a bunch of Hell's Angels gangbanging some woman. And I've never been able to listen or play that song ever again when I found that out.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, I didn't know A Passage to Bangkok was about weed for years. From Rush.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty easy, to figure out. But, I won't.
I mean, I was even high quite a few times the first time I heard it, and I still didn't make that connection until years later. But that's about the only one I could think of.
Juno, anything?
Yeah, I kind of don't have one.
Okay. I'll go to my second one. Maybe but my second one is Uncle Salty by Aerosmith.
Yes.
Because I always, I love Toys in the Attic, that record, and Rocks. Those two records I really like a lot. And so about a couple of years ago, I was listening to Toys in the Attic, and then I was like, I don't know what the fuck the lyrics are to this song. So I looked them up, and I'm like, my God, like, this is deplorable. And basically it's about this girl who, or like her parents are dead, or they've gone away, some shit. And so her uncle is taking care of her, and by taking care of her, he's taking care of her in the wrong way, and then he's kind of pimping her out as well. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, it's like, this song is awful, So it made me even lose more respect for them than I had anyway. That when they started their career in the 80s.
It's the first album I ever bought.
Oh wow!
Was Toys in the Attic, because I loved Walk This Way so much the first time I heard it on the radio, and I was like 9 years old at the time. And yeah, I didn't know what Uncle Salty meant at that point either. Eventually, I did. I knew what Big 10-inch record was about, though.
Right. Well, I mean that's not even their song, So it's
I know that's a cover. That's
so they get
cover.
and I mean, but there were old blues songs and things always had like innuendo.
Oh yeah,
and even in the title. So I don't hold anything against the old blues singers. Because that stuff isn't that bad. There's that. Put some sugar in my bowl, something.
But
go ahead, Juno.
The song I would have to pick is the Pina Colada song.
Yeah, that's good. If you like pina coladas and blah blah blah, you think it's some romantic song, and it's about two people that are looking to cheat on their spouses.
Yeah, fucking cheating. Yep.
Yeah, that's really good, Gino. I completely forgot about that, but because it was years for me to figure that one out too. Yeah.
There's a song that Zodiac says, "Little Piece of Heaven" by Avenged Sevenfold, which is about.
I love that song. That song is fucking brilliant. You got to watch the video for it, though. I mean, it's just so good.
Well, what's funny is that there's this, band from California, TSOL, have been around for years, and they have this album called Dance With Me, but there's a song on there called Code Blue. And it's basically about this, guy that decides, well, he's going to, have sex with the dead. But their singer, Jack, you guys probably remember seeing TSOL in Suburbia. So anyway, he says that it's actually not about necrophilia. He said that I guess it's the idea of it, but it's not, it's just about somebody dead, but I don't know.
I don't buy that.
No, it's funny though, because for a while they were doing shows and people would yell it out, code blue, and he's like, no, we don't do that song anymore, you know. And then they would keep yelling it out, and finally he'd be like, oh, you know, and they'd play it and stuff. But, you know, I mean, now he doesn't, you know, give a fuck either way, you know. "17 by Winger" is all kinds of wrong. Yeah. Well, what's all kinds of wrong is that they suck and they should have never existed. But that's another story.
Winger.
You're the one that's got me down on my knees. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those, you know, share metal bands, and you know, I don't, you know,
You're talking about the Christian rock bands?
no, you know,
No.
I'm talking
Like
about hair metal, but I'm saying share metal, you know,
sheer
because they
metal.
usually would have her fucking hairdo, you know, and stuff. And I'm going to go on record with this so nobody gets the wrong impression. I love Cher because my mother went to a book signing, and these guys let my mother, you know, cut in front of them and stuff. 'Cause, you know,
Excuse me.
she had a cane and stuff, and they let her, you know, cut in front of them. And then she signed a photo for my mom, and she wrote "Love Cher," and she put a heart on it. And these guys told her that she never hardly puts a heart on anything for somebody. And then she held my mom's hand, and my mom was just elated when she called me up. She's like, "I went and I met Cher today," and I was like, "What?" You know, she told me all about it. So I have nothing but respect for Cher for doing that for my mother.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Of course, now I got that fucking "Believe" song stuck in my head. Thank you very much. No. Yeah, speaking of shit stuck in your head,
right.
Mr. Dan put a little thing on Instagram the other day where all it was like some bugs crawling around, but he found something. All it was creepy crawlies over and over and over. But it was creepy, 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 creepy crawlies, creepy, crawl. And within 10 seconds, that thing got stuck in my head, and it's been in my head ever since. And I keep telling Dan every chance I get on his comment, I'm going to get even with him, bastard. You know, I mean, it's just, oh. So, Dan, I don't know if you're still in the chat or not, but fuck you very much.
You guys post too much shit in that thing, you know, and stuff. And Kenny every day with his, you know, happy National Donut Day, happy National Beheading Day, you know, whatever. You know, no, I'm kidding, because I always, you know, I like Kenny's posts. It actually makes me remember, like, oh fuck, that's today, you know.
Yeah, I post shit just to whore out my channel.
I know, and thank you for doing that today, because I usually don't. I just put the post up and expect everybody to see it, you know, and stuff. I never, you know, you should. I mean, I share your stuff.
I was going to say, you share our stuff constantly, so
yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's, you know, that's the only, you know, thing
and we can let the cat out of the bag. Not this coming Tuesday, but a week from Tuesday, Texas is going to be on with me, Sean, and Kenny on our show, and we're going to be talking about summer comedies, movies that are either about summer type shit or stuff or comedies that were released in the summertime. So that's going to be a fun show.
As long as we don't have to listen to that fucking Connie song, you know, "Summertime."
No.
You know.
No.
See, I'm gonna get that fucking song stuck in my head, you know. So. But yeah, there's
in the summertime, the Jews will fry. Oh, that's his new
remix. Holy shit! Yeah.
That's the Kanye remix.
God. Fuck! I thought I could be bad. Holy fucking shit!
Goodbye, everybody.
Fuck all y'all! I'm out of here. Yeah, Mungo Jerry and wow. Woo! Damn.
totally derailed you. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I have a very, very dark, sick sense of humor, so hopefully I didn't offend anybody. That was just a joke. I swear to
Well,
God.
I mean, thank God Alan's not here, or he'd be like, "What the fuck was that?" Nah, he'd laugh about it, but he'd be like, "Wow, that was a little loud."
Yep. Nope. I'm an equal opportunity offender. I hate everybody. So
Yeah, me too, pretty much. I mean, I love pretty much everyone in here, and stuff. But I don't like it when like fucking Kenny doesn't show up. I know a few people, stuff like that. But yeah, Rosie put it right.
Yeah, I saw
We
that.
don't know anything about dark humor.
It's like, let's get back to some more queef jokes.
Yeah, thanks a lot, fucking Will Smith, for fucking it up.
It's not a humor, So there we go. So okay, so another question I had was, what's a song back, like in your early life, because we're pretty much all adults here that haven't reverted back to our childhood yet. But like today, I listened to "It's All Mixed Up" by the Cars, and those first two records are killer as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, but I will say real quick, a song I hate by the Cars is that goddamn "Shake It Up." That fucking song. Oh man, they should have just quit. They should have just, quit when they put that record out. Even the one afterwards, the only good redeeming one I like is "Drive," but that's about it. Anything that Ben sang is cool as fuck. Like Rick. It's like, yeah, fuck you.
No, the first Cars album is awesome for sure. Every song on that album is great. Candy O's really good too. I'll give you that.
Candy O is amazing. I don't know if anybody's heard the Melvins cover of that song, but man, whoo, that's good smoke right there. But yeah, I was listening to MAGA Cat's in the house. Thank you for coming in, brother. So like I was listening to "It's All Mixed Up" and I was reading the comments on the video, and it was like, people were talking about, this song really helped me through a hard period of my life, and and things like that. And I mean, I think that record, wasn't it 78, Jim? And Candy
that's
O
off the first album, right?
Right. So I think that was the first record was 78.
78, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like 13 and then 14 when Candy O came out. And I mean, there's some really hard hitting songs, on both those records. But I mean, it's talking about things that people were going through. So that's my second, I guess, question. Like, besides like a record that you listened to when you were young that really kind of was that you liked a lot, or like a specific song. But I mean, what was also a song by some band that helped you get through good times or changed your life?
I know the song that kind of changed my life as far as it inspired me to play the drums.
Okay.
When I was a kid. Hocus Pocus by Focus.
That's cool.
Thank God I didn't want to like become a yodeler, but yeah. The first time I heard that as a kid, I thought the drums were the coolest thing I ever heard on it. And I said I wanted to play the drums, and eventually I did. And played for the next 40 years. So oh yeah, Greg, Dangerous Type is an awesome song off of Candy O. Yeah, I'm cheating. I actually got the comments on this time around because we're not watching a movie or nothing.
I'm trying to move the comments. Like I can't. They're not even working for me. I can't even fucking like. You were having problems with, and they won't even move. It's like it's weird.
Yeah, it's like you got to hit them twice now or some shit. I mean, it's ridiculous.
But I mean, I can't. I'm trying to scroll like down or scroll up, and it won't let me scroll. So fuck it. But anyway, Dirk said, I hate all narcissists, asshole douchebags who always try and bitch with their strings hanging out. So yeah, that's what I wanted to put that up there. But sorry, Derek, I'm not able to because they want StreamYard wants to be a bitch. So. Zodiac says bleeding me and Man on the Silver Mountain for him. So okay. I mean, I can tell you one album that literally fucking. I mean, I still listen to it this day. It's like 40 years old now, I think. Which was this band called Rites of Spring from DC, and they only put out that album plus an EP. The EP wasn't that good, but the the album is just like holy shit. It's one of these they were like this hardcore band, but all the songs were written about pretty much just like teenage experiences and stuff. And there was I mean at the time I was going through some things with a girl here or two, and the lyrics to those songs, it was, I mean, it was like a gut punch because I'm like, fuck, this is me, man. Holy shit, But yeah, that it's funny because people go, well, Rites of Spring, they're considered the first emo core band. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm just like, this band is, I mean, they were amazing. It's too bad they were short lived, but a couple of the guys went on to be in Fugazi and stuff.
Fugazi, you.
Yeah, Christine 16 by Kiss, but most all their fucking songs were about, fucking and, but yeah, that's another one that's kind of fucked up. But it's weird too when you'd hear that shit in the grocery store and be like, whoa, what the fuck? Most people aren't paying attention, so.
Yeah, I've yet to hear 1 in a million in a grocery store.
Michael said that his mom went on a few dates with Rick Ocasek. Well, that's cool. I mean, I do respect Rick Ocasek. I mean, he produced like the Bad Brains and a bunch of cool bands. He was, he always tried to keep himself really hip to what the kids liked and was. I'm just kidding. Everybody uses that line. Well, you got to be hip to the kids. And I say, fuck the kids. Not in that literal sense. So.
Uh-huh.
it's like
that disclaimer quick.
but there's this band NoFX, and they have this song called "Fuck the Kids" 1, 2, and 3, and basically, "Fuck the Kids" 1 is like the longest song, and all it is basically is "fuck the kids, fuck the kids, fuck the kids," and then like the third one is just "fuck the kids." And that's it, I mean, they even wrote a song called "I Gotta Pee," and it's basically, "I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee."
My balls itch. My balls.
Agent Jailbait. There you go. Yeah, he produced Weezer. Yeah, that's true.
Wang dang sweet poon tang. There's no gray area in that song.
No, but see, it's funny because when I got that album, a friend of my mom's bought that album for me for Christmas. It was when Rock and Roll Over had come out, so I got both of those on Christmas. And I'm looking at it, and I don't know what that that word even means. I never even heard that, And then my mom I started telling my mom, I said, well, there's this song on there. And I said, and I said Poontang. And she's like, don't ever say that again. I was like, okay, well, at least not around you, but I still didn't know what it meant. So it was like,
Love that song.
Yeah,
I don't put it this way, I don't want to hang out with Ted Nugent, okay?
right.
But I love some of his early albums. Cat Scratch Fever and Free For All are still great albums. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, I mean, those records are really good. I mean, but after, what was the one? The one where he has it was Weekend Warriors. Yeah. I noticed on that record, though, I was like, wow, this song has the intro to Cat Scratch Fever. Why did this, and after that, I was done. I'm just like,
me too.
I can't stand bands that they're fucking, they don't change their sound up that much or go in a semi-different direction. That's why I didn't like Van Halen that much, because it's like all these songs sound the fucking same. Yeah.
See, I like Van Halen, but I understand where you're getting at, with that. I mean, Van Halen, a lot of that had to do with Eddie, because again, he was a generational talent. He just was. You got to give the man some credit. When he first burst onto the scene, it was like, holy shit, I bought that first album, that first Van Halen album, and didn't know anything about it. I just thought it had a cool album cover, and put the headphones on. And as soon as I heard just running with the devil, that's the first track.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. It was like, I'm in, and that's another great debut album, like the Cars. But I know you're not a big Van Halen fan, so.
Well, I mean, I am to a point, but not Van Hagar or any of that shit.
Yeah, I prefer solo Hagar.
Why can't this be Glove and all that crap? Just like they were talking about Michael Jackson in that song. I'm kidding. But, yeah. Because you can take any.
Fuck the kids.
Yeah, you can take any. See, and Rosie will appreciate this. You can take any song with the word love, change it to glove, and just tell everybody it's about Michael Jackson. There you
go. I don't want to ride the glove train.
There you go. Yeah. What about you, Juno? What's a song or record that changed your life?
I did like the song that AFI made, which is the Masira Cantera song. That was like the theme song for CM Punk and ROH. I thought that was one of the most badass fucking theme songs ever. That because I heard that when I was like in grade school, and that made me like enjoy the fucking band, because I thought that was like the most badass fucking shit. And then when I saw CM Punk using that theme song, that was even more fucking badass. So yeah,
that's cool. Sorry, Juno, didn't mean to interrupt you. Finish up.
No, that was like that's it. Like that was all. Like I just enjoyed that song. That was like the one that really fucking struck me into like listening to more AFI and all that emo shit. I even heard fucking Marilyn, even though Marilyn Manson's a piece of shit now, I didn't mind some of his songs. But I know he's a fucking piece of shit now. For the beautiful people. For the beautiful people.
I gotta admit, first time I heard that song, I was like, what the fuck is this? But I like it.
You guys
I'm a drummer, so immediately I love that song.
Yeah, you guys got to be a little careful with the Manson talk, because that's one of Z's favorite things, and I don't want him.
But yeah,
people.
I even heard his song when I was in grade school too. I was hearing his music. I heard Linkin Park. I heard all those other shit too, and I was even hearing George Michael music too.
Well, I have respect for like George Michael. I mean, I wasn't a fan of like Wham, but he went solo. I used to like when his solo album, Faith was out. At the one record store I worked at, there's that song on that record called Monkey. And so before they switched us to a CD player, we had, a turntable. So when that song would play sometimes, when like nobody was looking, I'd start just scratching on it, stuff. Like, what the hell? Monk, it was always fun to,
Yeah, I remember when Wham, and especially when George Michael hit as a solo artist, every woman that I knew was in love with that guy, and was like, he's the sexiest, blah 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 blah, and I would always respond, he's gay, and they would always say, you're jealous. No, he's gay, and I mean, I didn't mean it as a slur, and
right.
And it was obvious. Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Ricky Martin. I'd say, when Living La Vida Loca or whatever was so big. I'm working in an office building. Every woman in the office is getting wet just hearing that song because I'm thinking about him, and I'm like, he's gay. Oh, you're just jealous. He's fucking gay.
Yeah. Even Liberace was gay too.
Well, he wasn't hiding that shit. But yeah, I mean, people would always accuse me of being like a homophobe, and it's like, no, not at all. If he's gay, good, more power to him. I'm just telling you, he's gay. No. Years later, yeah, he's gay.
Yeah, I seen Rocket Man, and I saw Elton John.
Yeah, I mean, even when I was a kid, I knew Elton John was gay. He wore an awful lot of sequins, even for the 70s.
Yeah, so, my mom tried to disbelieve me when I told her. I was like, look, George Michael, he's gay. Oh, no, because she was like totally in love with him. Same with Ricky Martin,
Yeah.
He's gorgeous,
Yeah.
And again, I would never mean it in a disparaging way. It was just, an observation. It's like, hey, he's gay. I mean, Rosie O'Donnell, first time I saw her, she's gay. It's just a talent, I guess. I don't know.
So I'm going to do this quick interlude. Here's a giant bottle of Valentina hot sauce, everybody. So there's just to kind of cool the room down,
I'm sorry. It's all love.
No,
it's all love.
I asked this one friend, if she'd come in and watch the show so she could get to know me a bit better. She said she would if, she was doing something. She said, but if, I get home, I watched it. And so now she might be hiding and going like, oh, fuck, this guy's insane. I'm just kidding.
Did you know, Jim, did you know that La Vida Loca was gay before that or no?
Ricky Martin?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Again, and he didn't come out publicly for years, after that. But I mean, he started off in Menudo.
Yeah, Menudo.
Yeah. And again, it's like the first time I saw him give an interview and stuff, I was like, yeah, he's gay. And people would be giving me shit. Oh, you're just a homophobe, or you're just jealous, or this and that. It's like, no, not at all. It's like, I used to call it gaydar, as a joke. You say that shit now, and you're definitely accused of being a, homophobe or whatever. But again, like I said, I never meant anything disparaging by it. Yeah. I've got family members that are gay. I've lived with gay people. I've got nothing but love, and I love everybody and hate everybody equally.
Right.
I even have a few members that are gay too.
Yeah.
So, like, it's everywhere. Like it's not like no big deal for like people to get upset about that shit.
Yeah. Everybody has just as much right to be as miserable as everybody else. I've always felt that way.
Well, I had this one boss that I wanted to like shoot in the head because he wouldn't let me. He was always saying we need ideas about what we should do, and I said I want to have a funny hat day, and he wouldn't allow me to do that. So I wanted to kill him. Just randomly shoot him. Well, there was another reason too, because there was one day I came into work, and he says, in front of like a lot of people. This was like in the back office, and he says, "Can I ask you a question?" I go, "Sure." Am I an asshole? And how do you respond to something like that? I'm like, without going, yeah, you're a fucking piece of shit, and without fear of getting, fired. So I don't know what you're talking about, Yeah.
I'd be like, at the moment.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I was pissed, about, no funny hat day. But there was a comment that Rosie had in here, and trying to find it now. I'm not going to comment on it, but it's kind of like the whoa here. Oh yes, here it is. Led Zeppelin helped me reach puberty. Laugh out loud. So it's like yes, I think they did that for a lot of
squeeze my lemon
people.
to the juice run down my leg.
That one was a good excuse, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just glad that I'm glad that when I didn't exactly quit that job. I'm not going to say anything else, but it doesn't matter because the place that I worked at doesn't exist anymore. And then I was told he was fired at some point, and I thought that was great. And then the last time I saw him, he looked like he had aged 20 years and 5, and he was working at a Goodwill. And it's funny, he came up to say something to me, and I just turned my head, and then he finally figured, oh, well, I'm going to go fuck off, and he did,
Yeah, fuck that guy and everybody who looks like him.
Yeah. Leave my clothes in there, baby.
That guy.
Oh, sorry.
What in the hell is going on? So yeah, and then Dirk says his Samantha Fox poster did it for him. Well, yeah. I say my Charlene Tilton poster did it for me, and if anybody remembers who she is, I know Jim will know who she is.
Yep, Dallas.
Yeah.
I had the old school Farrah Fawcett poster.
Yeah, I never had that one for some reason. I mean, I always thought she was attractive, but I was more of attracted to like Jaclyn Smith. So
no, I had her, and I had Heather Thomas from The Fall Guy.
Oh, nice.
Nice yams on that. Yeah, nice yams.
That's exactly. But then like years later, I had a bunch of Wendy Williams posters. She wanted her chainsaw and a guitar, but she had the whipped cream and the potting soil with the electrical black tape over her nipples, and
the whipped cream that would melt like two shows or 2 songs into their set.
Right.
That shit would just literally just melt away.
Then I had the one where she was in the blue jeans that were kind of unzipped, and she's holding the shotgun and licking the top of it. It was like, and that's sort of weird and pathetic considering, she killed herself, and stuff. So
yeah.
PJ Soul, see anything you like? Hell yes. Rosie says you're blushing, Juno. What the hell?
Excuse me. Just switched vape pens, and this thing is like harsh as a mother.
And you got Cajun spice for your vape or something?
Smoothie bar.
Smoothie bar?
That's what it's called.
My God.
It's like on one side you've got Holy Grail, and that's an indica blend. And on the other side is Gushers. That's what she said, and that's a sativa blend. And they both taste like shit. Oh man, I thought I had a dark sense of humor.
It just happens, It's like one of my favorite bands, the Minutemen. Their guitarist and singer D. Boone was killed in a van accident, because there was this faulty like axle and it rolled a whole bunch of times. He was asleep in the back because he had flu at the time. So this one friend of mine that owned this record store, and he would have this radio show, like when, and it was funny because a friend of mine went in there to buy some records, and he said, did you hear the news about D Boone? My friend goes, no. And then he says, well, are you going to tell, if he asked him if he was going to tell me, and he goes, yeah, I guess I'll tell him. And, it was like really fucked up because, it was right around Christmas. I was going to be spending like Christmas alone. And I was just like, fuck, I can't, deal with this. This is just fucked up. So what does this asshole do on his radio show?
Find yourself, sweaty balls.
He plays this song by the Avengers called Car Crash. And I never forgave that fuck for doing that. He goes, oh, it's just me and my sense of humor. And I just was like,
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
Yeah, fuck him.
What a dipshit.
Yeah.
Look at a cat. They make her spot.
What's going on over there?
Juno needs to get back into his hole.
Could have ran me over and the TV's on.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody was in a bar, What the fuck? I could see Juno just sitting at like a bar, doing the stream, and stuff. Some guy goes, hey, what's going on, man? What are you doing? Hey.
Put the shitter in this place.
God damn you people. Oh, man.
I need to take a dump.
Old Pool Boy J. There we go. PJ Dr. Souls. Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Poor Juno. He's still just dying over there.
Moving toward its target.
There's some lady comes in. Would you like to buy some tamales or roses? What? Yeah. Fresh roses. Take them off the grave right now. What? Holy shit.
Housekeeping.
Yeah. What's everyone drinking or smoking or eating for snacks? Oh man, any snack? Well, no, not right now. Actually, I had a couple for lunch. I had a couple of bean and cheese burritos, and then I did drink some Sugar Zero Mountain Dew, but that was about it.
This gigantor bottle of Mountain Dew is all I've had today. And my vape product. Although I'm be proud of me, gentlemen, we're entering the 7th week without nicotine.
Congratulations.
That's like a fucking all-time record for me, when I wasn't incarcerated. So
you need
Congrats, Jim.
You need to play the fireworks and stuff.
Oh. But yeah. I would literally run over a small child to get a pack of smokes right now, but
Rosie says that Juno is at the Star Wars campaign drinking blue milk.
Agents working in Washington know that their offices are often bugged, and the CIA suspect that they're conducting their top meetings outside.
Well, it may be happening, but
it's nice to know that the CIA is on top of things, Juno.
Yeah. It's not us,
Narrated by David Duchovny.
As an intelligence mechanism to deploy them against our Soviet adversaries.
And we got Wild Ranger in the house.
Been militarized at various
Hey, wow.
points in our history. Dogs have certainly done that. Cats have too.
Glad that he's here and
The
everything.
idea
It's been a bit
is
since
that
I've seen
nobody
him.
really pays attention to cats. They're essentially unnoticed.
Dexter said he had McDonald's
What they
earlier
want
with
to
not
do
crispy
is have
tenders or
cats
good.
wander through sensitive areas where it
Nobody-
I can't hear you, Texas.
Unfortunately for the cats.
Juno, can you turn that down a bit? Or? There we go. Thank you, sir. I guess he thought his TV was going to party or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, so Maggot goes, nobody is getting high besides me. I guess Zodiac is, and Jim is choking,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just want you to be okay. I don't want you to be the first one to die on my stream. I'd rather it be me. So, you know, it's like, and
Rock,
then,
paper, scissors. Ready?
yeah, we
1,
could
2,
do
3.
that. Dirk says he's about to grill some chicken thighs that have been marinating in cumin, turmeric, garlic, cilantro, non-fat Greek yogurt, garlic, and sriracha. Holy shit.
Nice.
That's very good. Yeah.
After this stream, we're gonna have rotisserie chicken from Costco.
Rotisserie. I love when people don't pronounce rotisserie correct. See, I can't even say it correctly, so it's like all good. Just kidding, Juno, but it's all funny. I remember seeing this thing with NoFX, and they were in Japan, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I went to Kenny Rogers rotisserie chicken."
Kenny Rogers.
See, like a Kenny Rogers chicken place in Japan. It's just bizarre stuff.
Do you like Kenny Rogers, Jim, in Texas?
I never met the man, so you know.
Is that like a singer?
Yes. Very good singer. My wife loves the man. She absolutely loves the guy.
I actually did see him twice in concert, not of my own volition, but I mean, he put on a good show. I mean, I got to see him with Dottie West twice, and then Dave and Sugar one time, and somebody else, I think, but I can't, I don't remember. But yeah.
No, Kenny Rogers had a great voice. I mean, not particularly my type of music, but he was very popular when I was a kid. And my wife, like I said, she loved the guy, especially when he was singing with Dolly Parton. The two of them would do duets together and shit. Never had his chicken.
Me either. Islands while we cream. Whoa, shit! Wait.
$1 million a year into the project, and they're just not seeing enough buying potential to justify their huge
Even
investment.
Chris Crawfordson. You ever heard him singing?
Oh yeah. He's one of the highwaymen.
The U.S. Navy also
And good actor too.
Hell yeah.
Convoy, that's a good one.
I own that one. I got it on my shelf. I saw that one at the drive-in when I was a kid.
The Department of Defense makes a movie titled The Dolphin.
I saw so many movies at the drive-in when I was a kid, Juno. I mean, good ones.
Whereas the CIA was asking the Dolphin to do something that it really wasn't good at.
I would like to do like view a drive-in movie because I never ever saw one before, but I would love to do like go back in the past and see that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gone to one in 30 years probably now. Okay, but I mean, from the time I was like in diapers to the time that I was like in my 20s, I practically lived at drive-ins because they were all over the place where I grew up, and I worked at one, and yeah, it was great.
You even said that
how'd you like to be 14 years old, right? In 1981, and seeing Escape from New York for the first time. And that would be your introduction to John Carpenter. You know what I mean?
Right there.
That's the type of shit. Or go back a year, 1980, in a double feature of Caddyshack and Cheech and Chong's next movie.
Holy sheep shit.
You can't beat that,
They will take a team of dolphins trained at the Marine Mammal Research Facility in San.
Thank you, Gina, because I was like, what the hell, man?
Holy cheap shit. It's guitar heaven.
I saw Cujo at the drive-in, and a fucking dog walked by the car as my arm was out the door.
Oh,
out the window. It brushed against my hand and scared the living shit out of me. And my sister thought I was fucking with her.
A Cujo dog almost ate me a couple of years ago when I was trick-or-treating.
You were trick-or-treating a couple of years ago?
Yeah, back in 2018. Or that was 5 years ago.
that the individuals working on it.
If it was
2018.
2018, that was 7 years ago.
Damn, that's too long. Holy shit, it's been that long. But that was the last time I went trick or treating. But where I went to this house, and then the guy opened the door, and this fucking big Cujo dog came out and almost bit me while I was wearing my mask. Because I think it was gonna get to me because I was wearing a Halloween mask. But like the owner like right away grabbed the chain and the was it the rope of it, the collar.
Yeah.
Like almost like it was almost inches away of jumping on me. I was like, and that was like the real Cujo moment.
Nice.
That Cujo's cousin would almost bit me. Like that was a real scary Halloween moment.
That's when you were like, fuck it, I'm done trick or treating.
I don't want to get eaten by Cujo's cousin, Prince.
Oh, excuse me.
We got Jimmy James in the house, also known as Jimbo Jack. So
Hello.
he made it, and all. So so yeah, it's 3:30. We'll probably go for like another half hour if you guys want, and then I got to go see a man in Panama about it. Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, if I had to get going in about like 20 minutes because I have to get ready for dinner.
All right.
For your rotisserie chicken?
Yeah, not that Ken. I wish it was Kenny Rogers. To have his music placed inside the music where you're opening a chicken and one of his music plays.
I don't know if you want to hear the gambler while you're trying to eat, because I don't want to gamble if this is good enough to eat.
Or Tyler in the county,
Yeah. You gotta know when to throw up, when to grow up.
And then you're getting a piece of it and you're enjoying it while hearing a music playing inside the chicken. Like a music box.
Okay, here's another one. And Jim, I think you'll like this one. So, okay, everybody, you're having a party, right? And you got a bunch of assholes that are straggling around. And you're tired. You want to get some shut eye or bang your girl or whatever. So what do you put on to get all the assholes out of your house?
Thinks the answer is to float them using helium balloons.
Rivendell from Russia.
Nah, see that I think that would put. See, well, I think they would just fall asleep right in your house.
That's true.
It's not going to be the fuck out.
Head into the desert to begin the secret testing of the balloon and cutting edge audio spy tech they will carry.
Do you want to hurt me?
That might work.
My go-to is Frankie Teardrop by Suicide, or any Throbbing Gristle record. Pretty much will work.
Loving you.
But I mean, there's nothing like Frankie Teardrop by Suicide.
There's one problem.
Frankie killed his wife and kids. Let's hear it for Frankie. It's just it's just so manic, and you can hear the chains rattling in the background.
Now, if I was trying to get rid of like a cloying woman or something, I'd put on "I Used to Love Her" from the Guns N' Roses. You familiar with that song, Juno?
Yeah.
I used to love her, but I had to kill her.
No, have
She's
killed
buried
her,
in my backyard.
Do you like Guns N' Roses? Like,
I like old Guns N' Roses before they became. Yeah. I still love Appetite for Destruction. I think that's a great album. I still like GNR Lies, and I still like about half of the Use Your Illusion out songs. half of one album, half the other album, put them together, you'd have a great album. That's
Yep.
about it. But Axl Rose is a gigantic douchebag.
Piece of shit like Gene Simmons.
Yeah. And I got a hell of a lot more respect for Gene Simmons than I do for Axl Rose, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I saw Guns N' Roses when they were just starting, before Welcome to the Jungle exploded. They opened for Aerosmith, and they blew Aerosmith off the fucking stage. I mean, I didn't know who they were. You know, I kept on watching Slash. I was like, who the fuck is that guy with the hat? You know, but they were phenomenal. You know, but about 2 years later, when they were the biggest band on the planet, from all accounts, if you were going to see them live, you had a 50-50 chance whether or not they were going to be any decent or not. And it's like, fuck that. I got no respect for that.
The Spyro, it completely changed the game.
Not to mention, they caused riots, too.
They could put their Russian assets in
when they were touring with Metallica, they wouldn't show up on time. Fucking Axl would be like a prima donna or whatever in the fucking audience and start tearing the arenas apart and shit. I mean, it was pretty bad. That guy's a douche.
But you remember that one time where he beat the fuck out of that photographer, you know, and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The next night or something, they played in Dallas, and they showed footage of them playing. It was on, because they were talking about it on like MTV News or something. And I never, like, they were playing, you know, Welcome to the Jungle. I mean, they were literally like on fire. They were like a fucking Japanese bullet train. I mean, and he was just going nuts. I mean, I was like, wow, you know, if they played like this all the time, I might be interested in seeing them, you know. But we got what was this? Let's see. Somebody said something that was, oh yes. Rosie says Courtney Glove's band asshole. Yeah, there we go. Live through shit. That was their record. Live through shit.
It allowed one officer to drop the letter in a secret place and another officer to pick it up at a different time.
And I remember James Hetfield calling him Axl Pose, which was pretty funny.
With the Spyro, it completely changed the game.
Costing several $1 million to develop. With a state-of-the-art radio transmitter receiver.
I don't know if you ever watch American Dad, or if you've ever seen that show before.
I have, but it's been years.
They had an episode where Steve, the son of the main character, Stan's trying to like desensitize him from having, you know, hormones, you know, for going after girls and shit. So it's like Clockwork Orange. They got his eyes propped open, and they're showing all these like pictures of like genital warts and fucking facial warts, but then they keep showing pictures of Axl Rose. And every time he's like, why are they showing this disgusting woman? Ah! It became a running joke about Axl Rose being this disgusting looking woman. And yeah. Excuse me.
Hey, Juno, I'm not trying to be a dick, okay? But is there any way you can just turn that down a smidge?
Man in Moscow. He walks down the street, slows, and
Because I can.
Is that fine?
at a rock.
Yeah, I can hear the TV more than I can hear
anything. Yeah, I can barely hear Jim when he's talking. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I can't really hear Jim.
I know, it just, I'm in the house right now.
But I mean, is somebody there with you? Are they watching the TV?
They're watching TV.
Okay. All right. Well, I just, it's hard to hear Jim. So
it's okay. I'm not saying anything that's
my apologies, Texas. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, so, okay, yeah, Micah's got to bounce. So, you know, thank you for coming in, man. And I always appreciate the support and everything from you, you know. So, thanks, June. I'm like I said, I'm not trying to be a dick. I just can't, you know, it's like, you know. I'll show a napkin. There we go. It's a Shipley's donut napkin. There we go. Anyway.
Yeah, I got to figure out what we're having for dinner tonight. Had Culver's the other night. Oh.
Rosie's saying someone is watching telenovelas at Juno's. There we go. My favorite telenovela is Papa Soltero. You know. Don't call me Shipley. That's right, Rosie. Go sit in your shitter, yeah. Juno, you better get that smile back on your face, you know, mister.
I'm turning into Pennywise.
One that can be the key to success.
Or I'll do a gangster version of Smile.
Still haven't seen either of those two movies.
Oh, gosh. Those are those overrated garbage.
Warning. What you're about to see could be disturbing.
Warning, what you're about to see could be something.
It's age restricted.
Yeah.
So you guys saw Novocaine, right?
Oh yeah, I did. I thought it was fucking great.
Yeah, me too. Juno, did you see that one?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty uniquely different and refreshing to watch.
Yeah, I thought it was funny as hell. But I could not get over how much Jack Nicholson's kid looks like him.
Oh, I know.
Holy
He's better.
shit.
He's better in that movie than that stupid Smile 2 crap that was boring.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So, but yeah, I think that's the first time I ever saw that guy.
I mean, are you thinking of Dennis Quaid's kid? You mean?
No. Jack Nicholson.
His son's the bad guy in that one.
Is Ray Nicholson?
Okay. Well, see, I didn't notice. That's why he's
the bank robber guy.
Oh, okay.
And every time he smiles, I swear to God, he looks like his old man did at that age. You know, it's uncanny.
Yeah, he's in that other recent one with Samara Weaving, and you know, I guess he was in that one a lot more, and his name was like up front, but I didn't realize that he was also in Novocaine. So, okay, now I kind of remember, but the other one, you know, he was in, and that was kind of nuts.
Yeah, I haven't quite decided who Quaid looks like, more like his mom or his dad. I think he favors his dad, but he's not like a spitting image of his dad. But fucking Nicholson's kid is, you know, kind of like Kurt Russell's kid. You know, Wyatt Russell. He looks like his old man.
Oh, yeah.
At that age.
Yeah.
You know?
He was wasted in Nights. Like, I wish he picked a better movie.
Samara Weaving. There we go.
Damn.
Bobby Lobby.
Samara Weaving is a fucking rock star as far as I'm concerned. I've loved her ever since I saw Mayhem.
Yeah, she had this one show on Showtime, and this, I can't think of it, this woman that was doing it, they had some kind of a scene where Samara was naked, and like, I don't know, she kind of got upset because it wasn't something that she wanted to do. And then they got pissed. Everybody got pissed at the actress because she, I guess, it was, you know, she was directing it or something. And they basically, like, you know, it was like, well, we're going to cancel your show. You can fuck off. And it was like, damn, this show's great, you know. Not just for the nudity and stuff, but, you know, it was good, you know. Hugo Weaving as well. Yeah, that's true.
Isn't she related to Hugo Weaving?
Yeah, that's her uncle.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Crack rock.
There we go. That's an actor you don't see in a while.
Yeah.
Hugo?
Yeah. The last time I saw him, he was in that Hacksaw Ridge movie.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him in something since then. But yeah, he used to be in everything. For a while there, it was like he was in fucking everything.
He was even in Marvel stuff. Like, he was Red Skull.
Yeah. So I'm saying, between the Matrix shit and the Marvel shit and the Lord of the Rings shit, I mean, yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't bring his Red Skull in Logan.
Oh,
because they have Red Skull where he fights Logan in Old Man Logan novel.
Yeah. Well, they didn't
Would have
bring
been.
him back for Infinity War because he didn't want to do it. He was like, "Fuck it, I ain't putting that shit makeup on again." You know,
I would have preferred him over Thanos. Have a Nazi going against the Avengers.
Nazi scum.
Yeah, there's a question we had from Wrangler. Have we seen 4 MILFs versus zombies? I have not.
No, me neither. Sounds like an Asylum movie.
But
Bet you Kenny's seen it.
4 MILFs would be a nice challenge. What? Oh, never mind. So, yeah.
How many people in the chat has seen HOTS? HOTS.
Yes, I have seen HOTS.
I know you have.
Hey, if I've seen HOTS, then if I've seen Lunch Wagon, I've seen HOTS.
4 MILFs, 1 cup. Oh God.
And Alan is in the house. He made it. So there we go. Oh yeah, tomorrow, if anyone's interested, I'm going to be on Gizmos for the Something's Rotten in the basement or whatever. And I have this plethora of movies that I'm going to be reviewing. One that Jim has been looking forward to, Her Smell. I will not give a preview of that, but I will also actually be reviewing, maybe non-reviewing, a porn movie. So I'm going to leave it at that. And then everybody gets quiet, Like, you watch a porn? Oh my God. Yeah, it's out there.
I saw a review about the ET one.
The extra testicle. What? There's a porn movie called E.T. The Extra Testicle.
There's the extra. There was the extra vagina.
I never
I
heard
ain't
of
making that
that.
shit up.
I saw like a review about that, and like that was probably the most disgusting ass porn you ever seen. And they said that the whole ET outfit, it looked like it's covered in shit. And it's like a giant potato head of ET on a girl's body.
All right then.
And the ET finger looks like it's been in and out of people's butts for a while, and it looks all rotten.
Yeah.
Like the outfit looks disgusting, dude. Like it looks like they smeared mud and shit together with sesame seeds.
Sorry.
Their villages have a central plaza in the form of a wheel.
So,
Jesus, I'm getting it from both.
The center of their universe.
There,
There,
I've asked this before, but I still haven't seen him. But he said, "Who here has seen Fuck the Devil and Fuck the Devil 2: Return of the Fucker?" Not me,
Funding for indie Americans.
And Marty from the Trash Picture Show, he says, "Yo, lads, Texas, I've been there. Me and Jen reviewed a puppet porno called Let My Puppets Come for a trash fire."
Lies the reservation of the
Hey,
people
Marty.
called the Crow, or Maine, as they call themselves.
I know there's the Super Bros one.
To visit them,
There were so many different ones. There was Buttman, and then there was
and from there to the
fucking
distant
Seinfeld instead of
Ithaca,
Seinfeld.
deep within the
Incredible Hulk.
the low tropical forest of central Brazil.
I mean, I
There,
think
we await permission to visit
the
the
best
Crow
one
villages.
I don't know if you can actually say that you've seen a great porno or anything, but the best one I think that I ever did see was Tell House Rock with Tracy Lords.
He's calling together the men to race.
Lust in the Fast Lane with Tracy Lords. Of course, that was a direct-to-video thing.
They gather here to race in the pocket.
But I never saw that. And then there was New Wave Hookers with her, but then
Oh
they
yeah,
edited out her scenes, you know. But I did see it.
Insatiable was always a big one around my house. Maryland Chambers, Big John Holmes.
And traditional dances celebrating the life of the Crow.
Yeah, that guy was a fucking bastard.
Said that guy get a hard on. I'd pass out if my dick was that big. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And there's those disgusting Ron Jeremy shit.
Ron Jeremy, though, is funny. He actually went to a pro wrestling gorilla show, and somebody caught him on camera. He was asleep during the show. I was like, "The fuck? Why are you here?"
He probably was dreaming of doing himself.
What the world has and what the world can provide for them, not exploiting.
Probably wanted to finger himself.
And the people who work with him and study them are adamant.
I mean,
that this way
I don't know if I, like anybody that had the name Hedgehog, I'd even want to be friends with. That's pretty fucked up. I can't hear you, Juno. You are muted.
Can you hear me?
Now we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, Marty was asking if I saw the Predator Killers. No, I have not seen it. I just saw that Hulu premiered it today.
Yeah, I got
It's on look already.
a message from Marty about that, but I haven't seen it yet. But he said,
That came out before the new Prey movies coming out.
Badlands.
Batman with the ugliest looking Predator. That looks like straight up dreadlocks of terror.
Predator 2, Electric Boogaloo.
any 2 movie is always, you got to tack on Electric Boogaloo on it.
Within their territory, these tribal
Electric Boogaloo for everything.
lifestyle that is more harmonious with the environment.
Oh yeah, there's another thing too that I think I could, I think I can maybe spoil it. I don't know if it's like in 2 weeks or the week after that, but coming, soon. No emphasis on the coming. I'm gonna be on the Subjective Perspective Collective show with Dirk and Darren, and we're gonna talk about 3 Killer Kids films, and that should be really good because we're gonna do a deep dive on those.
Nice.
Yeah, Shaving Orion's Privates. Yep, there we go. So yeah, you guys can look forward to me being, all sorts of places for a while. They're like, fuck, we can't get rid of them.
Yeah, I forgot. Monday, I'm going to be on the English Boys channel, the live stream with the Loons.
Oh, nice.
Ollie and Sammy and those guys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they want me to be on their show tomorrow, or Monday, so I'm going to pop on there. But those guys, some of their fucking shows last like 4 hours, man, like longer than Woodstock. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle that shit.
Well,
so we'll see how that one goes. Because I told him I'm probably going to dip out early on that one.
We got Romancing the Bone. You've got Male Genitals, Corey Potter, and the Sorcerer's Balls.
These two have.
Yeah.
These 2 clans.
Men Alone 2, the KY connection.
3 men in a gangbang. Romancing the Ice Cream Cone.
But speaking of Kevin Smith movies, they're coming out finally with Dogma.
Yep.
Getting official re-release.
Yep.
They pried that out of that, asshole's hands.
Shit stains hands. Yep.
Jackass still in jail?
He's but he's getting a retrial. But no, he ain't going nowhere.
He's already screwed over.
Yeah, he's fucked regardless.
Sack to the future. There we go. But yeah, we got about 8 or so more minutes. We could just talk about porn titles now.
But
I could tell some more anti-Semitic jokes.
Oh, see, Alan's here now, so we better be nice. Four hours minus 3 hours 57. Yeah.
Is there any movies you're looking forward this year, Jim? Or no?
Well, yeah, there's a couple, but the one that I'm looking forward to the most is The Long Walk, which is coming out in September. And that's mainly because I'm a huge Stephen King nut, and that's, with the exception of The Stand, that's probably the favorite thing of mine that he ever wrote. It's just a great story. So I'm hoping that the movie turns out half as well as the book did, because it's an awesome story. So that's the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, that does look cool. And then there's that other one about those kids.
That was going to be the next one I was going to mention, Weapons.
Yeah,
I think it's called. That one's got me intrigued from the trailer with those fucking kids running down the street and shit, that sounds cool. So I'm going to check that one out too.
Yeah, there's a few weird ones that I've seen, like the trailers for something called Bogeyville. That looks, I don't know, but it looks strange as shit. And then there's a new one called Ebony and Ivory, done by the guy that did Greasy Strangler. And I mean, I'm just like, what the fuck am I even watching? I mean, it just looks so fucked up. I mean, check out that trailer. You're just going to be, what in the fuck is this?
In Toxic Avengers, that's another one. They're coming out.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. I mean, it might be okay. Mainly, I'm surprised who's in that movie. The fucking Toxic Avenger thing.
Oh yeah, Peter
Dinklage and Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, Bacon's in it, and then fucking Ethan, not Ethan, what's his name? Elijah Wood.
Yeah, I mean, well, Elijah Wood does a lot of weird shit, but so, like I said, there's a lot of talent behind that, but I gotta admit, I'm not a huge fan of the original movies, I mean, they're all right for what they are, but I mean, even back in the day, I was like, what the fuck is this, But I might check them out, the new one, just, depends on how it goes when it comes out, I guess.
Well, so many people were bitching about it at first, like they always do now, but I mean, it was always trauma approved, so it's like, why are you bitching? And I think the fact that Dinklage is actually in it, I thought he would probably consider that a cut above it, like, oh, I'm not going to do this,
That's what I mean. I'm surprised, the talent involved.
And then you paint your body.
It's really,
the red is
like, what?
But yeah, the one movie that I did enjoy so far this year, besides Novocaine, I did enjoy the Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Yeah. The piano gag was probably my favorite moment in that whole movie.
I liked the kill with the jackass getting that thing through his stomach.
Yeah.
The metal, what is it?
The
wheelchair
MRI
or something?
Machine?
Yeah, the MRI machine where a lot of metal are going through his stomach.
Yeah.
And I like how it shows like a skull is getting stretched out of his tattoo from the stomach. It's like the skull from like you always see a skull on the poster of the Fountains of Nation films.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of Easter eggs in that movie.
So like that was the coolest one.
It was pretty good. Although I gotta admit, I was shocked when I saw your ranking of the franchise about how you had number 2 way low, and you had the other one way high. And it was like, I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I was just surprised, you know.
Yeah, it's just I don't mind number 2. Like I want because I put that above the 4th movie because that is a piece of garbage.
Fourth one's a piece of shit.
Like you even said that the producers were even admitting that movie was crap.
Yeah, no, that movie's a piece of shit.
Like the only thing I remember was I like Makee Williams, which I wish he was the lead of that movie. He's just a side character. And there's a racist guy that gets killed.
Yeah, that was the main thing about this one I noticed. You know, there wasn't any asshole characters in this movie. In the new one, everybody was nice. I mean, everybody was fucking nice. There wasn't, you know, outside of that little shit kid at the beginning, you know, with the, you know. But I'm talking about the main characters. There's always at least one person in every main cast that's like, this guy's a dick, you know,
like
or she's a bitch, you know. And in this one, everybody was likable.
It's like the previous movies. There was a lot of dickhead characters.
Yeah,
like the Carter character was a jackass.
Yep, the broad in the second one who got it with the airbag, and the thing went in the back of her head. She was kind of a bitch.
The football guy was annoying.
Yep.
He's like, fuck death. And then he gets his ass crushed.
Did you see the monkey yet?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was going to ask you, did you like it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was fucking entertaining as hell.
It was like a Final Destination version with a monkey toy.
Yeah. I just love the sense of humor about it. You know,
I thought it was a bit better than Long Legs.
I still haven't watched Long Legs.
We have, let's see in here, there is kosher bacon, but it's bruised. Marty says, Dinklage is an asshole for costing short folks their jobs. As Hornswoggle said, he doesn't speak for all of them. Well, you know, what the fuck has Hornswoggle done? The fucking leprechaun. I mean, big fucking deal, you know? It's not like he's a fucking main guy like Dinklage. I think that's a little, you know, kind of a dumb thing to say, although if, you know, Dinklage is saying that all that kind of shit because he made a lot of money now, then it does kind of suck. But I mean, look, I don't argue with anybody that, you know, that can bite my ankles. So I mean, I don't worry about that shit, you know. I'm just saying.
Sometimes they become scumbags and dumbasses like that. But yeah, Final Destination, like, I don't know if they're gonna make another one, but like I feel like that just already fits the movie already. It's just ended there.
They'll make another one because this movie's making more than all the other ones. This one's already crossed over 100 million domestic, and none of the other ones even came close to that. So I can almost guarantee they'll make a new one. Which, you know, I wasn't looking forward to this one. Okay, I was like, fuck it, man. I was kind of done with the series after part 2, to be honest, you know? But I got to admit, this one was fun. It was a lot of fucking fun. And I wasn't expecting it to be as much fun as it was. So if they can pull another one out of their asses, you know, as good as this one, hey, I'm down with that. I'm sick of remakes and reboots to begin with. You know?
It just, hopefully it's not like some that Final Destination 4 crap. Like, let's not have another crap like that one.
No. And even the 5th one I didn't think was all that great until the last scene. And then it tied it all in, and it was like, holy shit, this is actually a prequel, you know? And then it was kind of cool, you know? But
But yeah, just it's not a franchise that everybody's gonna love because people are getting tired of like the repeat of the premonition stuff because they did that with the first 4 movies.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad they did something different in the Bloodlines where it was different.
Yeah. Yeah. And it
It's,
was cool to see Tony Todd get a nice send off.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's what
I actually
Bobby
got a
says.
tear in my eye watching that. You know, with him more or less saying goodbye to his fans. You know.
Yeah, it's like he went on the fly where they didn't give him a script. They just let him say
Yeah,
what he
say
wanted to
whatever he
say.
wanted. And yeah, you could tell. I mean, just by
So,
looking at him, you could tell he was close to death. You know, he didn't
yeah,
look good at all.
Dirk says we need remakes of shit films to make them better. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, instead they're remaking great titles. I heard that Shithouse got their hands on Saw.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Which the
Uh,
last Saw movie was actually pretty good. Saw
Yeah, it
X.
yeah.
was. You know,
I would say that was probably the best sequel since the third one. You know.
And sometimes they don't run as hard and fast in the competition as they used to. In the past,
we
Yes,
got
but
sometimes twice a
Ronald
day,
Michael
and now
McDonald.
fewer run and they run slower.
What
Furthermore,
the
she
fuck?
says women here no longer make the same
Oh,
clothes they used to make.
everybody seems to like those movies. Wild Wrangler, the
Now,
Telehouse LLC. I've never
the
really
young
watched
ones
them
go
though.
to the
I'm not
forest
a
less, and
huge
therefore
fan of
know less
such
about the
footage
tradition.
films and stuff. You know.
Well, unfortunately, boys, I got to bail.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think we should just
same here.
But
get
hey, this was awesome. Thank you
going.
for the invite. I appreciate it.
It was really good. You know.
Thank
Hey
you, Jim.
Juno, can you just turn that down like a bit because it's really like
It's
thanks.
turned down.
Good
Okay.
luck on the new venture of Junex. I do like that.
Yeah, we're gonna try. You know.
Long live June Nexus.
Well, if you ever need a third wheel, let me know. I'm
Oh
always
yeah.
willing to jump on board and make Juno cry at least once.
Don't you really want to hurt me?
I mean,
Don't you really want to make me cry?
I'm so grateful for everybody that showed up. You know, you guys are incredible. Thank you all so much. It went a lot better than I was expecting it to, and wow. I mean, yeah, because it was rough. I was really thinking, man, fuck all this, But then I didn't want to be like, like I said, I'm not going to mention any other shit, but like I said, all the people that checked checked on me and stuff, and didn't believe the hype and all that other bullshit. You know what I mean. So it's all good, and stuff. And the thing is, to be a friend is to be a friend, and you don't need to like run other people down, just because you want to be an angry person, and stuff like that. And that's not the way to do it. You either work things out or you don't. And I don't have a single fucking ounce of sympathy, for this person because he was, going after too many of my people I considered family and my friends. And at one point, I considered him my family. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, I'm not talking about this shit. So anyway, appreciate you guys, and Dirk, I'm gonna have you on with Darren. I tried to get him on, and he said I need more advance notice, and I said okay, and whatnot, and but we'll do that too. But yeah, like I said, I got a lot of stuff coming up with Kenny and Sean and Jim on their channel, and then I got and I will have a movie next week. It just won't be on Wednesday because Tony Khan decided to fuck shit up for another week, and so it's all good. But I'm not, because I'm not watching a 4-hour fucking replay I'm just like, I'd rather see it live, get the fucker over with, and not worry about it. But probably Thursday or Friday if P's not doing something, because I'm not one to encroach on other people like other people do. And I'm not talking about P. It's not, don't get it twisted. So I'm not.
I do feel like
Tuesday, I'm doing the Punisher.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry, I meant to say that several times. Yeah, so we got the Punisher on Juno's channel on Tuesday and whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys again. It was awesome. Love you all. And I don't even have a good outro or nothing.
Night, buddy.
But I'll find something. But I'll see you guys soon. And the drive-in will never. Oh, that's not me. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon.
Take care, everybody.
Ray Dennis Steckler. Now, who doesn't love Ray Dennis Steckler? Assholes. Assholes don't love Ray Dennis Steckler. Ray Dennis Steckler, an incredible filmmaker.
Subscribe now to Texas HXCX 1965.